It was in July of 2011. I was with my friend and we were just hanging out for the day in the city. Drove over to her place and then she drove at the time to the city and we went to this restaurant called Ed DeBevick's. And it's a themed restaurant where the gimmick was the waiters and waitresses would just talk shit to you and call you names, but it was all like in good fun. And it was such a, son of a bitch. I don't know. I'm feeling weird. I'll tell you what. I can't do it.
Yeah?
I can't do it right now.
Why?
I don't.
What are you worried? Are you worried about something?
Yeah.
What are you worried about? Like you're going to sound like you're still in love with her?
Yeah.
You won't.
God damn it.
You won't. It's, you just set the precedent that it was in 2011.
So, God damn it. I was called a hillbilly by the waiter because I was wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, and he said, "Yeah, wrestling is for hillbillies," and we just shared a good laugh. And then, when I asked how much it would cost for a side of ranch dipping sauce for my chicken tenders, the waiter called me a cheapskate, and then looked at her and said, "Yeah, are you with this cheapskate?" And it was just so goddamn funny. So, we always had this friendship where I would just break my balls, just make me feel bad. Not that I did, but just that's kind of healthy bashing, but it was so welcome and so needed. And then afterwards we walked around downtown. It was just about to, become sunset. And then we were just walking around and I just really got to know her and told me a little bit more about herself. And then we went to this old toy store called Hidden Treasures. It does not exist anymore. And we just looked at all these old toys and just walked around and had all these, really good conversations. Some of the best parts was we always talked good and we just always got along really good. And, it didn't really start out that way, but on this day was when I knew for sure that I was in love. It didn't really make sense at first because it was just always this kind of fleeting feeling, of a crush. But then when you just had this intense, love for someone, that was the day I really experienced it. That was in 2011. We didn't start off on the best of terms because we were classmates and we still got along. But then I had to go ahead and get feelings. And then I had to go ahead and make it really obvious that I had feelings. So what I did was, decide it was kind of weird between us because she kind of got the sense that my intentions okay, I think this guy likes me, the things he says, the things he does, the compliments. So I decided to kick it up a notch and she recommended this movie American Graffiti to me, one of her favorite movies. It's with George Lucas and Harrison Ford. Really good movie. So I watched it and then I waited for her on the stairs to the school that day and then just to meet her before class and then just so we could talk about it. And looking back on it now, I'm just what the fuck was I thinking? But at the time I was oh, this is going to be so cool. It's going to be this nice moment. We get to talk to each other and you could just tell she was pretty uncomfortable and righteously so. So, and then it got to the point where I actually confessed. I was yeah, I do. I have a crush on you. I have feelings. I hope it's not weird. And she was yeah, I figured as much and it's kind of weird now. And some other things were said because there was one of the friends were involved in between. And I was critical of that where I definitely shouldn't have been because that guy was being a good friend to her. And there was distance with us for at least a few months, we would still see each other because we were close with the group and we were close within our friends. But then our bond got deeper, we just kept hanging out more and she trusted me more and we just became really good friends. And then from the summer of 2011, it really, just kind of blossomed from there. What happened after that was we were still friends and then she would she had an interest in another guy. And what really made our friendship a lot closer was the fact that when he broke her heart, I went over to her place and was there to comfort her. So my intentions were very good. And It's just at the moment, I just knew right there, like I still had this feeling of love. It's hard to articulate myself right now because it's all like flowing through me, because I haven't thought about this shit in years, but it was a topic I've been meaning to talk about on the show. So in 2013, like I just let this build for years and years and years. I finally decided to confess my feelings. And, I did tell her that I was in love with her. And she was really cool. And, she validated everything I said. And she iterated that she just did not feel the same. And it was okay. And, of course, I, played it cool in the moment. And I was... I was cool with it, but then like when I had the long drive home, that's when it really hit me, that feeling of rejection. And I was just like, oh God, my fucking heart's broken because I felt like I spent all these years having that feeling like, okay, I love you. Why can't you love me back? But it was from that moment on to this point in time right now to where I really learned what love really is. And I would say like that true meaning has really gained its like merit and worth just the more time has passed, like beyond that reflection. So since then, there was a period of time where we didn't really talk too much, but then we rekindled once we graduated from college together in 2013. From there, we just we became the bestest of friends, and still are to this day. Like, we still always had that great chemistry of talking and getting along, and then just like the ruthless bashing. And then there was a point where we had the conversation where I referred back to those days, like of me in the stairwell and like me confessing. And she's like, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that was the black hole of the friendship. We couldn't talk about it. It was funny, and we were just like mentioning it. And, at the point, I still wasn't really figuring it out because, like, what I've seen throughout my whole life was that, okay, like, love is reciprocated and love is this feeling. Love, like, has this, like, grand feeling that comes along with it that's supposed to have more meaning than life itself. And I believed all that. But throughout the years of just reflecting upon it, I realized that it's not the feeling at all. You know what you feel, but... the difference between infatuation and love is infatuation is just an intense feeling of longing mixed with attraction. What love is the decision. It has nothing to do with the attraction or the longing. So I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like the thought came into my head, and I'm really reflecting on that, and I'm just like looking at other people like, what the fuck are they doing to love each other? Because I've seen a lot of destructive relationships, and I've seen a lot of like unreciprocated love, but the love is really within the choice, and this, like the moment like that you decide to like stay and stick around. Because if I was just waiting for her to like me back or to have the same feeling back, that wasn't love. It definitely wasn't. What I chose to do, and I say the word chose because I still believe love is a choice, because that's what we do to give it meaning, is I chose to like really be there during like the darkest times and to really like get to know this person and like learn what they're about and learn what they're interested in. And for no reason other than to really find out that true meaning of love and not to use that as kind of a bargaining chip, like, well, I did this, therefore you should give me that. And that wasn't the case at all. With every other person I've had feelings for, I got so caught up in the moment that I was able to really just articulate, yeah, that was infatuation. That was just pretty much feelings. That was an intense crush. I didn't really like the person for them, but like just years later, in my mind, I revisit it at least once a year. I'm like, was this true? And then I think, yes, it is. Only because I'm keeping it alive by making the choices to make it so much more than just that feeling. The longing is gone. I will say, it might sound like I'm still in love to this day, but what happened was we started off as great friends, and we are still great friends to this day, but I would say I love this person in so much of a way as that you could love somebody else. but the longing is no longer there. Even if she said right now that, hey, Brent, let's be in a relationship. Let's have a life together. I would just say, like, no, that would not be fair because I just don't have that intense feeling, though. I just have this intense appreciation for her as a person. She's with another guy right now, and I haven't really interacted with him too much, but I actually, like, look forward to hanging out with the three of us, you know, and just going back to those old ball-busting times, you know, like just making the comments about my wrestling t-shirts or, you know, whatever it is. But I might sound like a chump because it's not a representation of like what a relationship is because there was none there. However, there's still a very important friendship there. And this is a person that I greatly admire to this day and to have as part of my life. It didn't start off on the right foot, and I don't feel I did a good enough job to really condense 8 years into 5 minutes, but I just know that love has so much more meaning than just that feeling. This is Coffee and Catastrophe with Brent and Gabi.
Yeah, that was really deep and profound. And I know that you know, really, I think it's really important that you share that because love is not just romantic, and love has the ability to change from like friendship to romance to back to friendship. And I think that it also speaks to how much that person loves you as a friend because they were willing to not let your romantic feelings get in the way of friendship. You know what I mean? Like, of course, there had to be space where like you could heal from like the rejection and they pulled away. But at the same time, you were able to still come back to the love and appreciation you have for each other as people and hold on to that and use that as the foundation of your relationship. And I feel like that is something that I tried to do with my ex, and it now has proved to not been able to work. And I think that love is really complicated if you let it be, and it can also be really simple if you let it be. But I think that it's very admirable that you two allowed your, again, love and appreciation for each other as people to guide your relationship post sharing of romantic feelings.
Yeah, there have been times, or there might even be people saying like, well, you know, why are you still giving her the time? You know, this isn't worth anything.
Yeah.
You know, she's this, she's that. And I'm just like, no, that's not the case at all.
Well, and they might be thinking that because they're like, well, she didn't give you what you wanted, so why would you hang around?
Yeah.
And that's transactional. You know what I mean?
And when I was growing up, you know, up until like I would say maybe my mid-20s before I started to kind of figure all this out. Well, I will say, like, to start off, like, she's a trooper for sticking around because I was not the same guy I am now. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but I wasn't as articulate. So when I was telling her all this shit, right now, as decent of a job as I did to kind of articulate it, in 2013, it was just me going, okay, what do you got to say about that? That's, you know, I'm just like, complete. She just, this dumb motherfucker. But I think what also really helped is, you ever see the movie Adaptation with Nicolas Cage and the fuck is her name? Meryl Streep?
No, what's that?
It's just about this screenwriter. And it's hard to narrow down what the movie's about, but pretty much just like the adventures of this screenwriter guy. There's a scene in the movie, like he has a twin brother, and there's a scene in the movie where they're talking with each other, and he was telling him about this girl that he loved in high school. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, she broke your heart, man. Like, why did you stick around? And then he said this line of like, you know, you are what you love, not what loves you. And that really stuck with me because I thought, well, if the person you love thinks you're nothing, then that means that you are nothing. And not to say that's what she thought of me, but that's just to say that, well, this isn't for me. So then what do I do? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing when it comes to love, at least in my regard, is that it's not an exchange.
Yeah.
You know,
I kind of struggle with the concept. I shouldn't say the concept. I struggle with the idea of romantic love just because in my own experience, I haven't really it was really kind of haphazard how it happened. My ex used to joke that he wore me down until we were friends. Then we met because we worked together, and we were friends, and he always liked me, and he always made it known that he liked me. And I tried to move past that. And then I got to a space where I wanted to, I wanted somebody to fill a void, and he was there and he filled the void. And, I don't know really when I had romantic love for him. I don't really know when that happened. I can't bring it to a moment. But after we broke up, I really tried to return to, I love and appreciate you as a human, and I value what you and I created in a relationship, even though it was far from perfect and it was not ideal for a lot of it. And I tried to return to that. And obviously that person was a part of this show at one point. And now I feel very betrayed by that person, and I don't want to get into it, but it's really difficult because I kind of, in a one way, I feel freed because I'm beyond that person. And in another way, if I were to ask myself, well, do you still have love and appreciation for this human being? I think I would say no. And that might be the first time in my life where I've said that, I now do not have love for someone that I had love for before. And that's just, and it might be because he was my first and really only romantic partner that we shared love, the word I love you, or I should say the phrase I love you and all that. And now, of course, as I've talked about a lot this season, is that now love is, when I think about it, I'm thinking about self-love, and I'm thinking about how do I love and care for me and think that I'm worthwhile, and how do I find that within myself instead of from another person? Because a lot of the void I was looking to be filled when we first started dating was validation, that I was attractive and worthwhile. And he filled that. And now that, and then it was probably, 3.5 years in, really when you said that, it started falling apart. And when you just said, you're not what you are, what you love, not what loves you. Well, I was loving a person that was, I don't want to say broken, because that's incorrect. But I loved someone that was not right for me. And so I probably thought that I didn't deserve the level of love and appreciation that I thought I did. And to the point that when the first thing happened, that really made me be oh God, this person really, I should have taken it as a sign of, you're not meant for me, we need to break it off. But instead I was just I was just so attached. I was in love with the void being filled, which is probably really heartbreaking to say and really hurtful. But because I did have love for that person, but I also think I was in love with feeling like I was something. And that person, when I was with him, I was something and I was somebody and I was validated. But I should have known. I just, you can always look back and wish it was different, right? I wish that I had the self-love and awareness to say, this is not working. This is not the person this isn't love, right? This isn't the love that you want or need. Yeah.
That's a really hard pill to swallow. Once you get to it.
Fuck yeah. It's hard to not think I wasted my time.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it like that. 'Cause I'm even afraid to say it 'cause I don't want to hurt that person. But at the same time, there's a part that's really selfish of me. It's fuck you. That person deserves to be hurt. But, that's really horrible of me to think.
No, I mean, it's very real. I mean, no judgment. I mean,
no, I know you don't judge me.
In the ether.
Yeah, no. There's just I just feel the judgment because, and I feel like I've been had because I defended that person and tried to stand by that person and appreciate and love them as another human. And then I just feel they ultimately disappointed me and betrayed what I thought we had, and kind of like demonstrated that they had ulterior motives.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, and I guarantee that if this person listens to it, they're going to deny it, or they're going to call me crazy, what have you. But I know how I feel, and my feelings are valid. And yeah. And it's really hard for me to like think about that. And I think, again, like I didn't have the self-love or awareness to leave what I thought was love. And it wasn't. And that's not to say this person wasn't abusive. This person didn't beat me. This person didn't yell at me, you know, but there was still just dysfunction within it that I should have woken up to.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't sound, it doesn't sound what the word is related to.
Yeah.
You know, but it's definitely like a realization of something within yourself that, you know, like through this experience, you've gained like a greater understanding of it. And
yeah,
like even in my experience with like, because there was another person I confessed to. Mm-hmm. I realized in that moment when I did, and the words I said, it was just not fucking true at all. Not with the first person that I talked about. The first person, that's holy shit.
Yeah.
It's so profound. But with the second person, even when like afterwards I said it, like something didn't feel right.
Like you knew it was infatuation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I was reacting on the longing and the attraction and not the dedication to my decisions.
Yeah. And I think, it's really hard to discern between like love and, like just like commitment to your, like, it's hard to discern between like infatuation versus like, I would commit myself to this person, or like I want to stand by this person and support them and have them support me, and like, you know, all the like deep things that like come with like positive relationships, where again, like you two are like stronger together and add to each other more than you ever could apart. And that's what I thought I had. And then I think for a time it was, but like it was too long that it wasn't serving needs, you know, and we said that in that episode, and I do stand by the fact that the greatest gift that person ever gave me was breaking up, because like he was way stronger and knew it. Here's the thing though too, I think I think maybe he did it like selfishly. I don't know. That's probably not right of me to say because he's not here to defend himself. But it's my fucking podcast, so I can say what I want. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Let's call him up right now. Get him on the horn.
Get him on the phone. Hello? You fucking asshole! Yeah, no. Yeah, and I just feel like a fool. That's the thing that pisses me off, is I feel like a fool and like I was had. And that my willingness to be like, no, I still have love for you as a person, I feel like it was taken advantage of, and it makes me feel like a fool.
No, and that's not a good feeling to have.
Yeah, no, I don't like feeling that way.
No, man. I see, like when I knew it was false with person number 2 was over time, I realized that there is nothing that I loved about this person.
Really?
There, like looking back on it now, was person number 2. I feel like a liar, but at the time, you know, it felt so. I had to get it off my chest, but then, like, I was still confused about what I wanted to say. But then I realized why I loved that person wasn't because I wasn't loving that person. What I failed to realize was I had somebody in my life I was able to act out love with. Mm-hmm. So in a sense, I used that person to kind of mirror loving myself. Yeah. So like I used like the qualities about myself that I do like. Mm-hmm. I was acting out love, and not that I wasn't receiving it in return. It's just that's what I started loving. was that part of myself that I knew that I could give and react to and remain dedicated. Person number one, it's just because of who they are. Like full on fucking best day, worst day. Like the way I see it is the right way of love is knowing that the other person farts. And when they fart, you know you're going to smell like shit. Or they're going to smell, you just smell shit coming out of them.
Right. And
you're there, and then you let the air pass.
Yeah.
And then you continue to just still be in the room. Mm-hmm. Infatuation is they don't fart, or if they do fart, it's going to smell awesome.
Oh my God.
So
it's like infatuation is thinking their farts smell great. And love is your shit smells, but I love you anyway.
Yeah, because it's not just being there for somebody on their best days.
That's so true.
And like when you're in love with that's what happens when you're in love with their representative.
Yeah. Well, and that's total infatuation.
Yeah.
Like think about they say that it takes 18 months of dating somebody before you know them, warts and all. You know what I mean? Like everyone's on their best behavior for the first year, and then shit starts not going sour, not going stale, but people come out of their, you'll see the bad things more. And I think that's true.
Yeah.
And it's, I hope to one day find somebody who I love and want by my side even on their worst of days. I do want that. I have to be okay with it not happening though, which is another thing that I think so much of our society is like, you will not be complete until you have love. And it's love from another person. It's never love within yourself, which is stupid. But, I think that if we're always waiting for the perfect human to walk into our lives and be that perfectness, you're going to be waiting forever. We've all got warts and scars and issues. And it's more so just being again, your shit smells, but I love you anyway.
Yeah. And there's a much different feeling to that than, well, what if they did this? What if they did that? It becomes complicated when they just flat out abuse you.
Yes.
B, when there's a severe amount of betrayal there to where you have to rebuild the trust, but in that case where they show genuine change.
Yep.
3, when it comes to the point when you realize there's some parts of yourself, that just because you have love doesn't mean that you yourself are being lovable. And that sounds weird, but let me explain. Let's just say you have feelings for somebody. Mm-hmm. You're in love with them.
I'm in love with them or I have feelings for them?
Oh, okay. Ooh. When you're in love.
Okay. So I'm dating somebody, we're in love. Yeah. I'm in love with them at least.
Yeah. That doesn't absolve you of okay, I love you. I'm doing this for you. Therefore my shit doesn't stink.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So with me, I don't know. One of the very few only maybe a couple of people know that lovey-dovey side of me. I'm a big I'm an affectionate fucking sappy bastard.
Yeah, you are.
It's the
you're disgustingly romantic and sweet.
Yeah.
It's so gross. I want to punch that part of you.
Damn. That's just.
Don't you have that female instinct where something's so cute you just want to kill it?
No. It's
okay. Just continue. It's fine. It's fine.
It's so cute. I want to give it hugs and cuddles and love it and make sure it's well fed and
see. So there's it's a phenomenon. It's called something that I can't remember, but there's a phenomenon where something is so adorable that you want to kill it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, continue.
I haven't come across that yet. I don't know. I just get really I get really giddy. And,
it's so cute. I say that non-patronizingly. I hope you know that. It's so sweet and beautiful and endearing. And I just I can't believe I'm about to say this. I'm wow, he's so cute and loving and sweet. I will never be that.
Yeah, but because deep in the back of your mind, you're like, oh my God, that is so gay. I want nothing to do with that.
I'm just like, oh my, well, Brent is just the sweetest, most loving, amazing. Anyone would be lucky to have him. He's a much better person than I am. I will never be able to do that for another human. I think that part of that's true in me. I think that maybe I have your essence in me. Maybe, most likely. That like cute giddiness, like I do when I'm like, when I get in that like infatuation stage, like I fucking get in it, like acting stupid, staring at the guy next to me on the couch when we're watching TV, like, you're so handsome. I just want to kiss you. Like that kind of shit. Or like randomly like snuggling. Or just by that, I mean, we're sitting on the couch and I just like glomp. Like I have that within me.
Yeah.
But you're just like that 24/7. You just want to like, when you love something, it's like you are like mama bear and you want to hold your little cub and nuzzle it and feed it and love it and call it George.
Yeah. Yeah. But like with me, I'm always on all the time, and I'm always like, there's a performative element to me, but just like, I have this thing where I know how to make certain stuff sound good, and I know how to make certain stuff be good.
You talk pretty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in those moments, though, I just completely shut the fuck up. But it is within those sappy moments where those moments in time are enhanced because of that, because it's not just sitting on the couch.
No.
It's the feeling of like you're sitting on the couch like with somebody else, and like you just have that moment that you're sharing in time on this planet where you know one day down the line, hopefully a lot later than sooner, you're both going to die.
You're so sappy you can make syrup out of your blood if we tapped you.
And there's a chance that maybe they'll die before you.
Oh my God, don't even start.
But it's the fact that you are so stressed out, and the fact that you're so vigilant and aware of time passing in each day. You set an alarm to get up to go to work. You have to be home at a certain time. You have to do this at a certain time. You have to go to bed at a certain time. You have to go to work. You have to clock in. You have to clock out. Your TV show is on at this time of the day. Like, so much shit involved with time, but just like when you share that moment with somebody else where you forget about that time. Mm-hmm. That's the shit that I'm for. And the thing is like, when it's real love, it's not necessarily in those perfect moments. It's not that, for me, you're cuddling with them on the couch. It's knowing that there might be times where you are in the other room and somewhere in the distance, like, they got your back. Yeah.
And like, it's in Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. I think I've talked about this before. There's a part where Rochester and Jane, she is a governess for his like ward, and it's like, you know, very Victorian literature, right? And Rochester is like this like flamboyant, wishy-washy fuckboy, right? And he and her have these like long conversations that are just so intellectual and deep. And one of them, they're talking about, he says that there's a thread that connects your heart and mine, and you know, that he honors that, but the day that thread is cut, he will just be destroyed. And like, that is one of the most haunting, romantic, destructive images of love that I've ever like heard of. Or same with like Wuthering Heights, which we all know. Not we all know, because we have so many listeners, but you know that I did my English thesis on. Like, that is a love that consumes itself. The love that Catherine and Heathcliff had for each other was one that like just engulfed them in flames and destroyed them. And I think that that's really fucked up, because that is often romanticized. Like Sid and Nancy, that's romanticized. You know, this couple that like dies without each other in essence. And like, I think that on the one hand, it's like commitment is beautiful and dedication is beautiful, but it's also like, at what cost? I kind of like, I really have to frame relationships as something like additive. Like, if it does not make me greater, then like, if I'm not greater with it, then I don't need it. And like, that's a big act of self-love too, because you're recognizing that you have worth beyond the relationship and that without a relationship, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's hard because, again, our society doesn't want you to love yourself. They want you to consume and buy love.
It's the metaphor that's romanticized, not the feeling. So, like, the metaphor, like, okay, like, love hurts. Love is like Romeo and Juliet thing. Love can fucking kill you. It can blow you up. It can burn you down. It can stab you. It can punch you in the head. Love can kick you in the ass, but love could be this also. So, like,
Love Interrupted by Jack White.
Yeah, it's because it's such a hard feeling to articulate that it has to be projected onto this other shit that we could easily understand. There's this one poem. I can't remember who the fuck wrote it. It's a great poem. Actually, wait a minute. I got it on my phone. Son of a bitch. I actually screenshotted this. And I'm going to read it to you right now. It's actually not that long. You probably have heard of this because you're very savvy with, like, the good shit. Called In the Middle of the Road. In the middle of the road, there was a stone. There was a stone in the middle of the road. There was a stone. In the middle of the road, there was a stone. Never should I forget this event in the life of my fatigued retinas. Never should I forget that in the middle of the road, there was a stone. There was a stone in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road, there was a stone. That was by Carlos Drummond de Andrade. So, the fuck is that, right?
I'm like, how are you going to connect this to love?
My interpretation of that poem is probably about, who knows, maybe it's about some sort of like liberation with the country or something. I'm probably way off. But
how do you read it though?
I read it that this shit is so grand, at least the feeling of love is so grand, that he had to put it into a little fucking stone. Little insignificant piece in the middle of the road. And like, he's just like, never should I forget this event in the life of my fatigued retinas. So the only way he could describe how it feels is he had to project it onto this little fucking pebble.
Yeah.
And we do that too with rings and all kinds of shit. So it's just like, same thing with music. We're trying, it's so hard to, there's no physical manifestation of a feeling. There's shit that's close to it. There's, you could find that in music and song and dance and all this other, media and stuff. But like when you have those like moments in between where not every day is like a spectacular day. Yeah. Maybe in the beginning, but when even the shit's just mundane. Yeah. That's the love is present there too. Or when the shit's going bad, the love is there too. Every romantic movie, the basic formula ends with, okay, guy meets girl falls down the fucking stairs carrying groceries. He falls down too. They're both awkward. And then they think, whoa, oh, and then like, they're like, oh my God, he was so cute. Well, I should have got his number. And he's like, oh my God, she was so cute. I should have got her number. And then they go to the office party because they all fucking make six figures in New York or some shit. And then they're like, oh my God, it's you again. Let's go out there and dance. And then they dance and it's just all synced up. And the movie always, and then the guy fucks up. He's like, oh my God, I didn't mean to just like kill your family. I'm so sorry. I just,
And then she's mad and upset.
She's like, oh man, that was not cool at all, but I love you anyway. And then they're just like kissing and then they fall down the stairs. And like the movie always ends with the fucking marriage or when they start dating. Yeah. There's hardly any movies about like that period afterwards. Like, one of the best trilogies of film I've seen, I've talked about before, is the Before trilogy. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Before Midnight. Before Midnight is what I'm talking about, where you really see just like the years and the wear and tear of a relationship. Yeah. And then like they're just... I'm not going to say anything about the movie, but it's a very stark difference to the modern fairy tale that Before Sunrise is. It's like where they're just meeting and they're like, oh, what are we going to do? I don't know. Let's do this. It's more articulate than that. It's just how I remember it. There's more, that's like the realness of it for me. It's like, even though I haven't been in like a relationship like that to where it's like tried and tested, but the feeling has to exist. Like the feeling, like if you have that within yourself, can be applied to the world and the people in it. So it's not just like a give or take. Like, okay, we get married, we have kids, we die together. Like those are just like aspects.
That's the progression. We get married, we live together, we have kids, we die
in like a 7-day period.
Yeah, no, like, it's. You know, there was a point when I was with that person and I knew it wasn't working and I was so unhappy, but I just thought, okay, my life will just be miserable. I guess this is what's going to happen. Like, that's the ultimate level of like a lack of self-love and being like, no, you deserve better. Like, no, you are worth more than this.
This motherfucker got you good then.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
Yeah. So. Again, I'm just like thinking about if he listens to this, like, and a part of me wants to be like, don't fucking care. Don't fucking care. Why would you care about that person? But it's hard because like I want to still have love for that person as a human that I loved once, and I want to be a good person and like still have love for them, but like now I'm just like, no. I think that if I were to find the humanity to love in them, I think I would be compromising something within myself.
That's totally fine. So I mean, it's not to say it sounds shitty, but it's not that everybody that you know and talk to should be loved equally or is deserving of your intense level of love or whatever you want to call that. It's what you choose to do with love. One of the most profound fucking moments I've had was at a Florence and the Machine concert. And the first time I saw her, I was with a friend, and she's little. Well, she's not little. Like, I thought she was like 10 years older than me and like 6 feet taller, and she's like my age and short.
Who, Florence Welch? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So she's just this little like pretty dainty thing. She's like, oh, hello, everybody. Like, yeah, she's like taking a break in between the songs where she just fucking belting out. Is everybody okay tonight? Yeah, we fucking love you. Oh, okay, thank you. We love you, Florence. You're a goddess. Oh, you shouldn't have. I just want to say tonight that in order to live through life, you've got to be love. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, it was just like a time bomb. I walked 5 steps and I just fucking keeled over. But
yeah, it was the 5-point heart exploding technique where you took 5 steps and just boom.
Yeah. So to me, I'm trying to get to the point to be love, you know, and it's okay to be love and still have boundaries. And like, yeah, that's so true. I think that a lot of what motivates me is love. I think of just like my role as a teacher, and like truly I think that it is completely a labor of love, because it's not easy. It can be very frustrating, but I do it not because I love my content. I do it because I love and care for humanity and want the world to be better. Yeah.
And then like my music stuff is like a love and appreciation of myself and who I am as a creator, and knowing that like I have like I like love what I do and the ideas that I have. And I say that as unegotistically as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I love you, and it not only in the sense of like great friendship. I know I can always go to you, but I love what we make here. It's like this beautiful collaboration of your fucked up shit and my, no, I'm just kidding.
You're not wrong.
Well, it's like this perfect metaphorical marriage of people to create this podcast, you know?
I say a lot of fucked up shit. I mean, I haven't really...
But I love you anyway. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah. You gotta
I should like
shit together.
Yeah, I should actually like wake up and smell the coffee and get some self-awareness.
Yeah,
self-love.
Yeah, because you're just having me stick around, and but you know that like when shit goes down, I might not be in the room. I'm not on the couch with you, but like I'm somewhere back there.
Yeah, I know. Every time something's gone down, you've had my back, and I will have yours as well.
Thank you.
Unless you just really fucked up. Which you wouldn't. But who knows?
Well, there's something I gotta tell you. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone was just sitting on the edges of their seats.
Yeah. So, the reason why your ex left you is because I blew that man so good.
And I would thank you. I would say thank you for your act of service.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't know it was him because it was just through a hole in the bathroom. And
Because you love cock.
Just through glory holes, you know.
You just love...
Can't get enough of it.
You just love penis.
I'm still straight. I'm
No,
I'm not gay. Just
no, you're
just
not.
because you suck dick out of glory hole doesn't mean you're gay.
No. That's an act of service. It's a love for your fellow man.
For your country.
And your country.
Yeah, it's not what you could do for your country. It's not what your country could do for you. It's what you could do in the glory hole of the truck stop. And,
you're not supposed to let love get in the way of those types of jobs, though.
Yeah.
That's why you're not allowed to cuddle afterwards.
Right. Cuddling is nice.
Cuddling.
Don't say shit.
I'm not really into cuddling. Like, I'm too cold-blooded and they're too warm. I can cuddle for 5 minutes and I'm like, all right, I'm sweaty, get off. Like, that sounds so horrible. But like, sorry.
I see. I have to find someone who'd be comfortable with me just koala hugging the shit out of their leg as they're trying to leave the house.
1,000%. You are that person.
Yeah, and then like to not even address them.
Cute, but
I know it's
very endearing, to be honest. Like, I'm not being facetious. It's very cute. I'm just like, I don't know how you function.
Could you imagine like functioning like that, but not like having someone to fucking test that shit out with? Like just to fucking...
you're just sitting there cuddling yourself.
I can't even do that anymore. There's too much too much hair in my tits. I know I know who it is. I'm like, that's you, Brent. You Serbian.
Who you think
bastard.
You're trying to fool, Brent?
Yeah, this is... Like I can't even put my arms to sleep and put them around myself because then like I get that tingly feeling like where like that incredibly icky pain once your body comes back on for after you're
I have this adorable bear that actually one of my best friends Agnes got me when my breakup happened, and it's this bear with like this stupid face that's like. And she's like, it's to punch or to cuddle, whatever you need today. And like that bear, I swear to God, is like the perfect size to just like wrap around and like cuddle and go to bed. Like, it's like I've been cuddling that bear. Like, not that I'm like lonely necessarily. Like, I need somebody to be in my bed next to me, because like I'm not that way.
No, but you are.
I'm not, though. I can't even fall asleep when someone's in my bed.
You're going to meet a nice Spanish man, and he's going to come home from work, and he's not even going to shower. He's just going to come like right in the bed, and then you're just going to smell his work musk, and you're going to be in heaven, and still going to have his cowboy hat on.
Why is he... Is he Latino because you know that I've dated Latino men?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I've dated, yeah. I think I'm evenly split between Latino guys and white guys at this point.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like against dating other races beyond Latino or white guys.
Oh no, you totally are. So there's not an Asian guy that has a chance.
Oh, stop. Stop.
You just step to the back of the line.
Oh, stop.
I will never love you.
There's a line of people waiting to date me? Oh, boy.
Well, there's like only ones with the flash passes to move, or else they get the fuck in the back.
Are you saying I'm a ride? Are you objectifying me? That's funny.
No, not like, I mean, like you talked about your feet a couple episodes ago, so I think that's as far as I get it.
You gotta love all the parts of you, including your feet. And even if you have gross looking feet, you gotta love it.
Oh no, dude! Like, okay, like, dude, I got like webbings in my fucking fingers and like my toes and shit. Like,
a lot of people have that.
I don't love this shit. I'm just used to it. I'm like, oh, you could swim better. Like, no, I still gotta move my arms.
Well, you're not like a golden retriever. You don't have like, you're not like a fish person. Like,
I don't have like big. Like, people think I have much bigger hands than I do. I don't really have big hands.
It's just the webbing, you think?
No, look how big my shit is. Check it out.
Hold on.
Let's see how big your hand is. All right.
Your hand is like a full knuckle taller than mine.
Okay, never mind. You got some tiny hands. But
tiny hands. My hands aren't that tiny. They're like average sized for a woman.
They're just like, they're these little tiny these little like if there's like a little like koala or monkey to grab onto like your finger, like to hold on. No, I'm just fucking
I've got I've got nice hands.
You do.
They're not too small. They're not too big. They're pretty feminine looking.
Those are definitely some girly hands.
They're girly hands for sure.
Yeah.
I've got feminine hands.
Yeah, my shit, I don't know. There's hair. I don't know.
But can you love yourself, webbing and all? See,
it's not what my body looks like. It's what my body can do. So it's not...
Wait, that's ableist. Don't say that. For real though. But yeah, but it's you gotta love what your body allows you to do, even if you don't have every ability. Like, you know, like I was, so like part of this self-love thing that I'm on, you know, like trying to be a good person and love myself. Like I've been like going and like working out more at our school. We have like this cardio room, and like I'm using it as a time to like talk to my body and like thank it for all that it does for me. That's love.
Yeah. I'm not quite there yet with my body because it shits too much.
You know what? I'm, again, like, you're talking to the person who, like, years of not liking her body. So, like, I'm right there with you. But it's a struggle.
It's just like, hey, body, let's watch this movie. Not so fast, asshole. Let's go to the bathroom. And then, like, my body goes there. It's like, well, wait, not yet. Wait. I'm okay. Let's go back to the movie. And then I go sit down and I watch the movie. And I'm like, wait. Okay, here we go. Oh, Jay. Okay, here we go. Go to the bathroom. Hey, just a little tiny. Okay, just.
Maybe.
Okay, you're done.
Maybe you just need to show your gut some love and like get on a probiotic.
Yeah, or maybe as of now, my body is just ravaged by cancer from my diet.
What if Coffee and Catastrophe ends with you dying of cancer? Can I podcast at your funeral?
Okay, so here's the
can that be the ultimate act of friendship love?
This is what I want to have happen at my funeral. I don't want it to be a memorial service. I want it to be a roast.
Oh yeah, we talked about this in the death episode, and you're gonna get your bones replaced with pipe cleaners so we can mold you and stand you.
I want people to draw dicks on my face and like pose and like just like have like a good time. Like, oh, this dumb motherfucker. Yeah, like he said he loved me. This dumb son of a bitch. You know,
that's
like,
yeah,
just all this shit there. But see. To go against the ableist argument, because there's people who are disabled who could do a hell of a lot more shit than people with all their limbs. So it has nothing to do.
Well, no, and that's why I was like, it really is at the end of the day. You gotta love your body.
Right.
No matter what it can and can't do, because it allows you to be alive and to experience life and love.
It's not what you have, it's what you do. Because there's this one guy in the Steve Harvey show, he only had 3 fingers on 2 hands. This guy killed the fucking piano with his nubs.
Well, and that's, again, it's not what you have, it's what you do. Your body allows you to love.
And that's what, at least I see it. That's what love is, except you have to have some sort of love first. It's like some sort of ammunition, or it's some sort of like, it's a base to go off of. Because if you don't have that base, you can't react accordingly to the shit in the world.
Yeah.
You can't make the world you can't tell me that you love something if you're trying to fucking destroy something else. You can't make the world a better place by making it worse.
Yeah, like it's kind of like, if you want to benefit society, it's because you love society and you think that you have something to offer to like build up rather than tear it down. Right. Yeah. And that's like beautiful and amazing, worthwhile. And like, which Beatles said love is all you need? Was that? Oh, that's a Beatles song. Duh. I thought it was one of them. One of them wrote it. 2 of them wrote it. McCartney and Lennon wrote it.
It's like a bunch.
But like, seriously, like at the end of the day, like love is kind of all you need. Like a little bit of self-love or a lot of self-love, love from family and friends, and like maybe love for your community, love from your community, just all that shit. Love is all you need, maybe.
Selfish ass Beatles. Love is all you need. No.
You need money, and you need a car, and you need
Oh, okay, like I go outside. I need love. It's all I need. You're like, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. You need love. I need $1 million. What the fuck you want?
No, love is all you do, not what all you need. At least how I see it.
Love is all you do. That's a fulfilling life. If love is all you do.
Yeah. You know?
Well, and it's true because that extends inward as well as outward.
So, like, love is all you need. That means, gimme. I need love, gimme. It's like, you fuck you. You know, I'm just saying. But, like, I'm just at the point now where I'm just realizing all of this shit. And I initially started the podcast with some, like, reservations just because it's, like, it's an old part of history I had to bring up to use as a basis to, like, you know, have my examples on. It's good intentions mixed with actions, because I know with person number one, I want to be around as long as I can to make sure their dreams come true. And that would be like the ultimate act of love. Not because I want it to be finally validated, but because that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's a part of myself. If I'm able to help in any way I can, even if it means just to be that listening ear, just to make a shitty joke, a shitty offensive joke, you know, and just to like make that time, that the times that are bad seem less severe, make the times that are good be more memorable, then I know that I can fucking do that. And it's not just like the love with another person or like to have a loving relationship that I want, but, you know, like the older I get, I really want to be a dad. You know, just like, I don't know, because I don't know what it's like to raise a child. I'm not speaking for anybody, but I'm just saying, like, just, you know, if that's like the ultimate act of love to be a parent, because you're just loving this little tiny individual through most of the years, they're not even speaking.
Yeah.
They don't talk to you. They just look at you.
Yeah.
It's kind of, they look at you and then they're shitting on themselves and then they're saying, like, if my kids are anything like me, or if my kid, because I was a fussy kid, if my kid eats twice as much as what I ate when I was a kid, this kid would still be starving to death. You know, and then like just this dumb, big-headed fucking person I got to deal with, because that's what I, but, you know, it just like to be able to like act out those fucking times of love. And it's one of those things where everybody fucking wants it. And I know like there's like the Samantha or the Sam Jones of the world, where they say like, I love you, but I love me more. And that's cool. But love's still involved. No matter what. So, like, it's not one of those things where you take it out of the equation. It's just like, yeah, actually, this is pretty fucking cool. There's no love whatsoever. It's pretty badass. But,
yeah. Well, I think you're right, though, that, like, love, it's all about, like, love is what you do. And if love isn't that, if it's just this need, well, then it's, like, this weird, like, thing that must be fulfilled, rather than, like, love being what you do is so much more, like, selfless and good and like wholehearted and positive.
Yeah. It's not the bargaining chip. The relationship is the bargaining, because that you bargain with the time spent, and then or like barter, not bargain. Like you bartering, you're trading, you're exchanging the time, you know, like that's where the sacrifices have to be made. It doesn't have to be made within the love. It has to be made in what the shit you were able to do.
Well, and plus too, like to bring up like the idea of like love languages, like let's say your partner and your love language are different. That can be a sacrifice. Like mine is like quality time spent together and touch. And if theirs is words of affirmation, well, I have to speak their language. I have to do that for them to know and feel loved. And then they have to spend time with me. And it is a sacrifice, but I think that that's also like, that sacrifice is inherent with what we said earlier, which is that like your shit smells, but I love you.
Yeah. Because because people are going to have to shit every day.
It's a sacrifice to be around the shit. You should shit once a day.
Yeah, there's some people who can't shit until every other 3 days, and when they do it, it stinks so bad. But I'm just saying, shitting's a normal part of life.
Yeah, shit is completely normal. Even girls poop. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, girls poop. It smells like regular shit, but like in the room afterwards, like when there's spray everywhere, that's what their shit smells like naturally. There's just like this weird. It's like shit
My brother has said that girl shit and girl fart smell distinct.
Yes.
Which I think is so weird. I think it's probably that we have different bacteria to maintain our lady parts, and therefore it smells different.
It could be. I just know that
I can't believe we just talked about that.
sometimes at the warehouse, like at my job, I remember this one woman driver came in and I scanned her license and she rolled down her window, and then I'm like, you were farting in this fucking car all day. And so much girl fart just came out. Like the air was wavy.
Ew.
Guy farts, I could just, oh yeah, it's a fucking guy fart. Girl farts, like it's just, I know, it's weird. You just know girl farts from guy farts. That's just how it is. It's just the way the world works. But
I need to go throw up now.
Yeah, but I digress. So basically, like what I'm trying to get at is, to quote Final Fantasy 13,
Sorry.
love is just a chemical reaction in your. It's just a chemical reaction in your brain. It's what you do with it that gives it meaning. When you really love somebody, what you're doing is you're saying that you're meaningful to me, and you're able to not just wait for them to fuck up. And I'm not talking about like, well, what if they, no hypotheticals. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I'm not talking about the typical shit that happens. Not every relationship is this toxic, abusive, beat the shit out of you, cut you up, shoot you in the face, cheat on you.
Totally.
No, those are anomalies.
Yeah.
I mean, but they make the representation of, like this might happen, so you should be on the lookout. Just the regular shit, like, this is a thing that I'm thinking. This is a bad time I'm going through. But what makes it more meaningful is that you're able to just make those decisions and you're reacting off of the choices that you want to make and that you want to see the best in them. And it's the best in them is not in exchange for, well, if you don't give this to me, then fuck you, get out of my life. Mm-hmm. So that's why with the person number one, I, confessed feelings for, like, I didn't understand it at the time, but I really mean it now because it makes a lot of sense. Because no matter what, like I said, it's like I don't want a relationship like that. Like that ship has completely sailed. But the thing is, the love is still there, and that doesn't mean that I'm any less because we're not in a relationship, nor is she to me or any of that. It's just like we're great friends.
Yeah, and
I still think it's possible to have friendship and still have that love. And still have like those great times around it. And we're still able to catch up and hang out every once in a while and find ourselves like lost in those moments where we just completely forget about time.
Totally.
And, that's because that there's love there. It doesn't have to mean romance. It's just that's the real shit.
Yeah, I think we've just really illuminated that love is like multifaceted and multi-directional. It has to be inward and outward, and it can't just be a receiving, it's a giving. And it's like love is a verb, just not just a noun, right? Mm-hmm. And that is something that maybe like we would all be in a better place if love was always the verb, and that's how we always thought of it instead of just the noun.
Yeah, very much so.
Aw, Brent, I love you.
Hey, I love you too. This has been the season finale.
Woo!
Holy shit.
Season fucking 3!
Done and over with.
In the goddamn books!
This is also a tough day because this is the last episode we're doing in the old studio.
Yeah.
So much magic and creation was made here. Actually, in this very room, and it was your bedroom.
Yeah.
We made the first episode, and we had the fucking nylon sock over the one microphone, and I was just hovering over the audio board. And
I had a shitty microphone.
Yeah, and now we got this little studio, and I got to pack up the microphones after we cut the power, and looking forward to seeing you at your new place.
Looking forward to having you.
Looking forward to trying to be there for you as best as I can during those times of shittiness. And these fucking boys.
These fucking boys. You hear a lot of my boy troubles.
Right. So I know one day we're both going to find somebody that speaks our language. And it doesn't mean like, it has to be like me and you, and like it's not like that. So people are listening like, well, Brent and Gabi, how come you don't go together? It's not like that.
No, it's not like that. our love verb is this podcast and talking and hanging out. And, I can't wait to have you over at my new space. And like, we're already talking about how we're going to set up, my new studio and, all that. And just, I really look forward. I think you're right that you and I are going to find somebody who does love in the way that we need it and adds to us in the way that we want, and that you're going to have your babies one day and I'm going to be an Aunt Gabi, and I don't know if I'll have children, but I'll at least have a dog at some point that you can be the uncle of. So there's that.
That'd be cool. Another problem is if we both do have our ideal lovers, then they're both going to be Latino. And, they're going to have a lot more in common than we have with them. So when they're going to meet,
stop.
That's the real test.
I'm not saying that my ideal lover is a Latino man. If you add to me and we're perfect for each other, it doesn't matter what you are. Like,
we're gonna have a conversation, Gabby. There's an issue. I think your boyfriend is in love with my girlfriend and vice versa. Because what are we gonna do about this? Is this cheating? what is this? Yeah, dude, she's totally like into your boyfriend, but like they're just hablo español, and they have so much more in common.
I love that in this fictitious, like, we can't even have love in your fictitious scenario. What the fuck?
Yeah, just like, well, you know
what? But I am, in seriousness, I'm confident that, that you and I are on journeys to completely love ourselves wholly and completely, and that we will meet people that add to us and love us in the way that we want to be loved, and that we will add to them and love them the way they want to be loved, and that through that we will make the world a better place, and that we will continue to use our friendship and love and bond to create awesome content and art and post it online for all of you lovely people to listen to. And I think we should also take a moment to say how much we love our audience, because if you're taking the time to listen to two fucking strangers talk about deep shit like us and this, all our existential bullshit, and like, kudos to you. And, I think even at your darkest points, you need to be reminded that you're loved, and like, legit, dude, we love you.
The asterisk point. If you guys are fucking kids.
What?
If there's any of you listening, then you just got done fucking a boy and you're having a cigarette, and you're listening to one of our episodes. Our relationship's complicated.
You're right. We don't love that person, but do you think kid fuckers really listen to us? If you're a kid fucker, don't listen to us. Like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Support the show.
You had to bring it back to kid fucking. It's the end of season goddamn 3. We have to bring kid fuckers up again?
Yeah, because I can't. Here's the thing. As much as I want to try to love, I can't really do that.
I know, but we didn't need to talk. I don't love rapists and pedophiles. No. Okay, I guess I have to put a caveat. We don't love you if you harm things and people that don't deserve harm. Are you fucking happy now?
I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
If you're fucking a child, you're an adult, you don't really love the child. You're loving the fact that you're able to fuck the child. Yes, you're 100% right. And I think I broke this microphone with my screaming. And that's a new mic too. But in any case, I don't think I actually broke it. Okay, it's fine. We do love you guys, and it's because you listen to my bullshit and Gabby's wisdom. So, and that's a nice thing. And we're beyond episode number 50 now. So we're showing no signs of slowing down. And even when this podcast eventually ends, one day, it's going to completely go out on a feeling of love, unless Gabby fucks a child. I'm not going to fuck a child. I have no intentions to ever do such a thing. Nah, me neither. I just can't do it. I couldn't even think about it. I just be like, what else is going on? What time does the movie start? I'll try it out. No, I can't even do that. No, you can't. No, neither of us can. No. I think we've said repetitively this season how, like,
pedophiles and rapists are disgusting humans, then we want them dead.
Yeah.
I think we've said that, and that we have no love for those people.
Unless they have really good music.
Oh my God, stop it with the Michael Jackson bullshit.
Or they're like really funny. I don't know. They have some redemptive quality. Because if you're boring and fuck a kid, like, no, that's it. You can't.
Oh my God. It's so hard to love you sometimes.
Person number one, if you're listening to this episode and you thought it was weird starting up the episode talking about our past, then we're talking about kid fucking now. I'm sorry.
I apologize to all of my loved ones whenever they listen to this.
Yeah, I every time I record, I'm like, this might be the last time. But I will say, we're going to, if it's under our own power, we're going to keep this going. We're going to be in a new studio. And thank you guys so much for listening to yet another season of Coffee and Catastrophe with Brent and Gabi, or sometimes known as Coffee and Catastrophe with Brent and Stephanie. So,
well, if you like what you hear and you want to keep posted about when season 4 comes out, what? You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, CastBox. We're now on YouTube. Our website is coffeeandcatastrophe.com. Like us on Facebook at Coffee and Catastrophe. Follow us on Twitter at CCWBG. And remember that love is a verb, unless it's with powerless individuals like children or whatever, and don't fucking do that. And why the fuck do we even have to put a caveat on that? But it's okay, because I love you, Brent. This podcast is all about love and exploring human qualities and aspects and the beauty and the horror and the love of humanity. And I'm so privileged and honored to be a part of it with you.
Thank you. Here's to now, and here's to the future, and hoping that there's just as much love in there as there is in our hearts at this very moment. So, love you too, friend. So, right. And remember, audience, take care of yourselves and be good to each other.
Bye now.